Mo Diddy, captain of Crescent City. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Kyrie Coleman, aka Mo Diddy, captain of the home team.
Hey, today we got MoeNation. This is a real honor. I'm talking about an honor, brother, because you've been fucking with me. And so I really want to get the people to understand, like, you know, where you even started from, what the MoeNation all about. Like, how did MoeNation even get started?
Yeah, well, first off, thank you heard me, for coming through. I've been following you for a minute, bro. You're doing some dope shit, and I appreciate it. I think the city proud of you, straight up. So let me get that out the way.
Thank you.
But yeah, MoeNation, where do we start? Okay, so I used to rap a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I always say I'm a fan first. I went through a lot of shit when my brother died. You know, I went to, let's just say, a dark place.
Right.
And then eventually, you know what I'm saying, it's almost like I had that spiritual awakening. You know, he came to me, he said, get on your shit, bro. And yeah, so like I said, I've always been a fan of music. And you know, one thing I've always heard out here, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure we'll talk about this in a minute, but ain't no support in the city. You know, it's hard to make it in the city. You know, it ain't no unity in the city.
I did an interview with Mr. Mean, and if you saw that, he had said something about that. Like, what you feel about what he said?
Support. I know, you know, this city supported me. I don't understand the stuff that people be like, man, you can't make it in your own city. You ain't. And them people embrace me. Them people love me. I walk through the mall. I take pictures. I holler. People still treat me like somebody. And it's the city that made me. And I just give them the love back that they give me. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm too big for nobody, bro. I give everybody opportunity. I give everybody a try, but I ain't no pushover either. You know what I'm saying? I know how to cut it off. I know how to say, like, nah, not right now, and really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying, too? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm a good dude. You know, I'm open-minded. But that was the vibe of New Orleans, bro. I mean, they was, you know, one thing about New Orleans is they like what they like. Right. And if you giving them something that they like, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna embrace the shit. So for the artists that's saying that they having a hard time and not getting the love that they want, stop trying to sound like a nigga from Atlanta, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Or Cali or New York or wherever, and sound like you from New Orleans.
Son, I say this shit all the time. But no, yeah, 100%. I notice when you get these artists out here, and I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? It's a new generation of music. It's a new, you know, a new era, and all they hearing is Atlanta hip hop. You know, and you know, me, when I was coming up, we had classic albums. Ain't too many classic albums nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, they hear the fucking Atlanta, no disrespect, but the trap rap, you know what I'm saying? And so I think sometimes they tend to to copy it, to imitate it, you know what I'm saying? I know they say imitation is the best form of flattery, but at the end of the day, to me, I want to hear that NO shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm born and raised out here, and I don't think it get no better than us. I think we got a lot of talent down here. But no, I think that the city, if they fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? If not, you know, hey man, like, you get on your shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say.
Right. So, like, I hear a lot of people always talking about, like, it's a struggle to get out the city and stuff like that. I want to know, like, if to you is it hard? Like, if it is, then why is it so hard to make it out of New Orleans?
I get that a lot. You know, I be on shout out to the Brew Crew, 102.3 WHIV, the Morning Brew. I hear that a lot, you know what I'm saying? And actually, while Wayne, you know what I'm saying, he mentioned something a few weeks ago. He was at a listening party and he talked about how, you know, it's different. It's not just about getting your shit on the radio. And I hear that a lot, you know what I'm saying? Artists, they hit me up daily, you know what I'm saying? I get artists hitting me up every day, all day. Check this song out, check this out. How do I get on the radio? Do whatever. And at the end of the day, I mean, if that's your cap, You know what I'm saying? If you focused on just getting on the radio,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? To me, that's cookie cutter shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could get on the radio and then what? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the come down, you know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, people put a lot of pressure on people like Wild Wayne. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Wild Wayne. It's Q93.
Right.
And Q93 is owned by iHeartRadio. You know what I'm saying? They got a top 40. I guarantee you this, bro. If you putting out some dope shit, if your song is top fucking 40, they ain't gonna have no fucking choice but to play it. Excuse my language. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yeah, it's hard. It's hard out here. But I think sometimes that's a cop out too. You know what I'm saying? I think it's, you know, as far it's easy to say there ain't no support out here. But there's people like NOLA Culture. You know what I'm saying? Like the Morning Brew, a local, the only urban local morning show in the city. And you know how many times that I have artists who's supposed to come through and just couldn't wake up. You know what I'm saying? But there's no support out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes you gotta, if you feel like, you know, you putting all your energy into how there's no support in the city. I think if you turn that energy into being heard and into your music. And pulling up at these radio stations and these outlets like NOLA Culture, NOLA Verse TV, NOLA Rap Life, NOLA Zine TV. I could go on and on about this shit. Neutral Grounds. I mean, come on. At the end of the day, we have outlets. You gotta be willing to put in the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think there's support. You just gotta do your part. You know what I'm saying?
How you feel on if like you say support? So a lot of artists, I think a lot of artists, the problem is like, you know, they want support but they don't want to support others. Like, you think that's a problem?
Facts. You know, I think like we was talking earlier, you know, I know some artists who are very humble.
Right.
But I also know some artists who feel like the city owe them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got these people out here who, for example, let's just take you and me, right?
Right.
Now, me and you, let's say we was in the same third grade class, you know what I'm saying? And you start blowing up, you know? Maybe I get jealous. Maybe I feel like, yo, I should be where you at. I ain't put in the work you put in, but I was in the same class you was in.
Right.
I come from nothing like you, and at the end of the day, I posted a video of my people Wallow. You know, he was talking about you need to play your position. You know, I think that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you putting out dope music, the music will speak for itself. You know, we could put our energy 24/7 into talking about the problems. But me personally, as a brand, as a man, I'm more into the solution. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
So I want to know, cause I know you do a lot of community service and stuff like that. So I want to know, like, why is community service so important to you?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. So let's take them back a little bit, right? You know, a lot of people might not know. I consider myself maybe an OG. I'm 34.
Right.
You heard me? I've been through any and everything in the city. But when I was, let me just take you back to 611 North Rampart. Right. You know, the Covenant House.
Oh, all right, cause I was about to say, what's that? Yeah.
I come from nothing, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, I didn't have no silver spoon. I might have not had the same opportunities as the next person. You know, I graduated from CHAMP, the Covenant House Addiction Management Program.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was times where I ain't had nothing to wear for the holidays. I'm talking about 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years. From 11 to 15, I was in the Covenant House.
Right.
You know, and so sometimes I wouldn't have, you know, I'm gonna just be honest, I wouldn't have fresh fit. And I'd be watching these people walking in the quarter, clean as a whistle, you know, and then you have somebody come drop off a bag, some polos or some shit, you know, and I get to go in the little room, get fresh, and it always made me feel like $1,000,000, bro. Even though I was a youngster, I always appreciated that, and I always told myself if I ever get to a level where I can give back, I'm gonna make it I'm gonna make it an obligation. I'm gonna make it mandatory. And so that's what we do at MoeNation, man. It's about not so much, we recognize the problems in the city when we address them, but we rolling our sleeves up and we getting into the solution. I think it's important, you know, like I said, we can sit here and blame the police department, the city officials 24/7. I can throw a rock and hit a dummy, you heard me? But I feel like, you know, it's on us. These are our streets, our community, you know what I'm saying? These are our neighborhoods. I feel like it's on us.
Right.
We need to set the tone. We need to change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
So like, you think that's something that you're gonna talk about on the Double or None web series?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. We definitely, you know, we on our 4th recording of the Double or Nothing web series, and as soon as the website is up, the network, the Music Exchange Network is up and running November, the beginning of November, they'll start dropping. So on Double or Nothing, yeah, we hit everything. Everything from community outreach to local artists, local talent, and people like yourselves, the up and coming people who I believe in and who I feel like are making a difference. You got people like CJ Management, you got Team Breezy, shout out Brianna, and listen, Don P, Locked In With New. These are people who are really trying to make a difference in the city, and I feel like they deserve the credit, straight up.
So I didn't get to make it to the Revive the East. I see with Nelson Empire stuff, but I want to know, like, what was that about? Like, was that something like a Stop the Crime event or something?
100%. Let me ask you a question, bro. When do you see people unify the most? I'm just asking you.
When it's a tragedy.
When it's a tragedy, right? I ain't even had to say it. We ain't listen. As soon as something bad go, you know, as soon as something bad happens, somebody get murdered or somebody get robbed, then we want to come together as a community. And me and my mentor, shout out my big homie Ike from Nelson Empire. We really, like I said, we really want to take these streets back, and we want to make it safe for the youth and the kids. I mean, we don't want to wait on something bad to happen. You understand what I'm saying? We want to go ahead. So that's what Revive the East is about. And we got some bigger and better stuff on the way. So you guys definitely pay attention. But what Revive the East was mainly about was, you know, we're gonna pray for change, come together and pray. Right. We're gonna do a candlelit ceremony. Everything we do when a tragedy happens, let balloons go and remember people in the community who have lost their lives, or, you know, just a tragedy. But we weren't gonna wait for it to happen. We were gonna go ahead and, you know, and pray for the change now. We're trying to change the narrative. So that's what it's about, making a difference.
That's dope. That's dope.
Thank you.
Like, I don't know how many people listen to you on the 102.3 Morning Brew and stuff, but I was listening to it on the show. I heard you speak NOLA Culture, and I want to know why. What made you want to even speak about NOLA Culture on your platform?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me that, because I tell you what, the other day I was on my Instagram, right? It's about maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago, something like that. In my brain, I just wanted to support NOLA Culture, right? I just wanted to bring attention to, because Say Cheese, they Say Cheese TV, they let out this list. You seen the list where it was the top 10 cities hardest to make it out of and all that shit. And no offense, I love Say Cheese, you know what I'm saying? I love everything they do. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like we got the support down here. I feel like there are outlets. It's easy for me to clap back and say, "Oh, Say Cheese, you ain't down here, you ain't doing shit." But to me, honestly, in my opinion, Say Cheese did his job. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned it. We were #1. He shed a light on it. Whether you like it or not, we started talking about it after that, right? You know what I'm saying? He did his job. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like if I have a platform, I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be Mo if I didn't shed light on the people in the community who I believe in. And I feel like people like NOLA Rap Life 504, Neutral Ground, Dr. Clips, but most importantly, NOLA Culture 504. Like, I'm not, this didn't happen by accident. You understand what I'm saying? Since day one, I've seen what you guys have done, and man, it's amazing. And I don't want to hear there ain't no support. I don't want to hear that we not unified. When we have outlets, pull up.
Right.
There ain't no way you gonna tell me if Lil Wayne I tell you what, they always wanna. The one thing that I hate is how people always shitting on Q93 and shitting on Wild Wayne and DJ Slab. How they don't play music from down here, whatever. First off, it's not their fucking job.
Right.
You understand me? To develop and break artists from down here. Yeah, they can and they have an opportunity, but they don't own the station. You know what I'm saying? They have a whole process they have to go through. At the end of the day, there are people like yourself who I know just in my heart, you ain't finna just shit on nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you have, you know what I'm saying, what it takes to take your career serious enough, you know what I'm saying, then come to NOLA Culture. You know what I'm saying? You part of the culture, then you gonna be on here. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we can sit here and I hate people who just complain 24/7. Even when I was in the military, I used to tell the people around me, like, yo, y'all can miss me with that complaining shit. I used to have a whole circle, like this whole little area, ain't no complaining. Everybody signed on the dotted lines. I don't want to hear that shit about you, they working you hard. Fuck all that shit.
Right.
We here, you know what I'm saying? We all signed on the dotted lines. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. I can sit here and bitch all day, but there's people who support us, support our culture. Let's celebrate them. Let's go to where we celebrate it and not tolerate it. Straight up.
That's real. That's real. So another thing I wanted to touch on, man. You know, we were talking about your book series, but the thing that called me was the name. It's Moe's Checkpoints. So I want to know, like, why would you name the Moe's Checkpoints?
Okay. Yeah. So I do. I have in 2 weeks. We're gonna be dropping the first part of my book series. It's called Moe's Checkpoints, and the reason why we call it Checkpoints is because basically it's a regimen. You know, it is a book. It's a book series about motivation. But at the end of the day, I'm holding you accountable. You know what I'm saying? If you want to succeed in life, I feel like if you want to get the best out of yourself, if you want to bring the best out of you, your partner, your team, then this book series will help you do that. Right. And the main focus is there's checkpoints, right? Just like the first book, we focus on the 3 Ps. And those are my 3 Ps, my 3 checkpoints. You know, you had to get the book to see what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, it means a lot. If you start your day off like me, I wake up, and if I'm off, my whole day off. Right. But I have a certain regimen. I wake up, I exercise, I eat, I meditate, and I do all that without making one sound. Right. I do all that without talking, and there's a reason why I do that. Then I take my shower and I put on some music. As soon as the music cuts on, and I'm able to, you know, find my little rhythm and start talking, whatever. But there's a reason why I do what I do. There's a method to the madness, and I just want to share it with people. You know, when I was in the military, it didn't matter if I was in basic. I was the PG, you know, and I exceeded in every level of the military. You know, right. I was always a leader from day one, and I can bring the best out of people, and that's what I plan to do with this book series. I just want to bring the best out of my community, and so that's what it's about.
That's dope, man. One more thing I want to touch on, because I heard you say this. You said that you want to hold people accountable, and that's something I believe in, because I believe in everything starts with you. And when you want to blame someone, do you think it's better to blame yourself so you can fix the problem instead of trying to blame someone else where they have to fix the problem?
Yeah, okay, so and I cover that, right? Because there comes a point, there's actually sometimes people, you know, they get out of hand with that shit, bro. They start blaming themselves for everything, and then it's not even blame anymore. They fucking beating themselves up. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even all about that. So at the end of the day, it's just holding yourself accountable. And I was talking to you earlier about this. So let's say it doesn't matter if you play ball, it doesn't matter what your craft is. You play ball, you interview people, you're a rapper, you're a singer, you're a dancer. It doesn't matter. You play football, it don't matter. You're a chef, whatever, right? You want to be the best at your craft, right? Okay, so you can have all the talent in the world, son, But at the end of the day, if you don't have any discipline, any structure, you know what I'm saying, any stability, I always like to think about it and compare it to an octopus on roller skates. Right? So like, it doesn't mean at the end of the day you won't be tired. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of movement. There's gonna be, you're gonna be.
If anybody can imagine that,
come on, man. Think about it. You're gonna be tired at the end of the day, but did you get anywhere?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what I live my life by. I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? I'm a husband. I love my kids. I love my wife. I love my family, my mama, my daddy. My brothers and sisters, and at MoeNation, I have people who work for me, who depend on me, and at the end of the day, I feel like just like with you, you know, by getting a certain amount of success, we have a certain amount of responsibility, and so that's why this shit is so important to me, you know.
Yes, man, that's dope, man. It was very good talking to you, man. I'm talking about very good talking to you, man.
100%.
People gonna appreciate that, y'all. Make sure y'all go follow MoeNation. You know what I'm saying? 102.3 Morning Brew. Everybody, let's get in tune with the city.
100%. If I could say one thing before we go, shout out NOLA Culture, man. Y'all make sure that y'all go and follow my brother at NOLA Culture 504. Listen, it's imperative that you guys follow, son. There's a reason why I'm saying this, guys, and y'all can look in 4 or 5 years when we at the top, y'all gonna be looking back at this interview, mark my words, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to everybody who trying to get it, you know what I'm saying. If you from the Crescent City, you know what time it is. I got nothing but love for you guys. Y'all pay attention. We got a lot on the way. Y'all check out the Morning Brew Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. through 8 a.m. on 102.3. Y'all follow me at MoeNation 504 on YouTube at Kyrie Coleman. And at the end of the day, man, thank you. You heard me? Thank you for coming through. We got some dope shit on the way. Shout out to all the independent artists out here rocking and rolling, man. MoeNation, this is nation business at its finest. You heard me? So, yeah, fucking right. Mo Diddy capping of the Crescent City. I'm out this thing.
All right.